Wagwan YouTube is able to back with another video. I haven't done a basketball reaction in like a whole week, right? I think. But I haven't done my soccer reactions either. I haven't really done or my music reactions that I usually do. Y'all know throughout the weeks I do like soccer, basketball. For those outside the US, it's football, but because I have a large American audience and I'm here in America, so we call it soccer. But yeah, so I haven't done none of my actual regular videos in a long time, to be honest. Cause I've been busy working on my car. You don't know. I sprayed. What did I do? I changed my rim color. I sprayed it in black. It was in silver, and then I have a Pontiac G5, right? Y'all know when the Pontiac G5 just came out, it was like in America, like people wanted it. But yeah, I have a Pontiac G5, so I like sprayed. It's all black, so I sprayed the rims black. I changed it from silver, and I redid the bumper. I sprayed the bumper as well because all by myself too. I work on my cars by myself. Only time I go to like the other places like deep mechanic work, that's the only time I bring it to like a mechanic or something or a body shop. But it's your boy to the man. Subscribe if you're not already. Road to what? 10,000 subscribers. We're gonna check out NBA The Dream Team 1992 full documentary. Let's get it, man. Everybody been telling me to watch this after my Library the Magic Johnson documentary, Courtship of Rivals. Everybody told me that I should check out the NBA Dream Team of 92. I heard there's gonna be a lot of, it's the dream team, that's what they call it. So probably everybody on it is a star. So we're gonna check it out, man. Let's get it.
Why do people talk about dreams so much in sports?
By the way, this video is probably gonna be a two-part video because it's an hour and something long. So I'm gonna just do 2 parts to this video. So if you're watching this right now, you're watching part 1.
Dream seasons. Dream matchups. Dream opportunities. They do it because so much of sports is about imagining what you want things to be like. If only the setting were just right.
It was one of those times none of us will ever forget.
The characters just right.
I don't know anything about Angola.
Charles, man. Chuck. The GOAT, Barkley. Come on, man. I love watching Charles on the show that he's on with Shaq and them, all of them. That's a funny show to watch. To be honest, I watch more of that show than I watch the actual NBA games. I don't know why, cause I've seen it on social media. You know what I mean? Like the show that he's on with Shaq and all of them. It comes. Is it on? I don't remember what channel. Is it on TNT or something? I don't know.
But Angola's in trouble.
But the timing just right.
Let me see what's
11 Hall of Famers.
Okay, pimping.
I don't
Jordan.
think you can ever do that again. At no point in time.
If only it could all be the way you might have dreamed it up yourself.
Oh, you feel me? Yep.
Magic.
That was the most exhilarating 15 seconds of my life.
People perceived us as being superheroes.
Yes, sir.
Please, Micheal Jordan!
No Isaiah Thomas
No
stuff.
Isaiah Thomas question.
Cool.
We became a team, and that team just stomped.
No Isaiah Thomas stuff. Why did he say? I think I heard of this in one of my reactions already, right? Somebody said something about the Isaiah Thomas guy. What did he say? Did he talk bad about like Magic or somebody or Jordan or somebody? I remember people were saying it in the comments of my last reaction. Let me see. Isaiah. I hope I spell it right. Isaiah Thomas drama. Then I'll definitely find it. So, what happened to Micheal Jordan and Isaiah Thomas? Jordan kept Thomas off the Olympic team back in the day and more recently called Thomas some colorful names in the Last Dance documentary. Okay, I guess they'll mention why, so.
The way you might have dreamed it up yourself.
Oh, you feel me? Yep.
That was the most exhilarating 15 seconds of my life.
People perceived us as being superheroes.
Please, Micheal Jordan!
No Isaiah Thomas
No
stuff.
Isaiah Thomas question.
Cool.
We became a team, and that team just stomped on everybody.
This never happened in sports. Nowhere.
Well, I figured eventually there'd be a movie made about the Dream Team.
This group may well be the greatest team.
Hard pivot to a piece of tech that I've been using actually for a while. So you might have heard of 8 Sleep. They're kind of
Ever assembled in the history of team sports.
God bless you, and God bless America.
20 years can go by pretty fast, and the world isn't going to stop and wait for you to remember what it used to look like. 1992 was a time of change. New faces in America quickly transforming into cultural icons.
Ain't no way. The Freshman to the Billionaire was from 1992? That's when it started? Or am I tripping? That's crazy. That's how long it was going on?
None more so than the superstars of the NBA.
The Bulls have repeated. Let the party begin.
After the legends of the 80s had lifted the league's profile to new heights, a fresh crop of players had blown the lid off.
Oh, that's Charles. Is his nickname Chuck? I think his nickname is Chuck, right?
Their talents
Because I said it.
and their charisma made them more than just basketball players.
I am not a role model.
They were a new kind of star athlete whose popularity
Did my boy just say he's not a role model, bro?
transcended the game.
Is it the shoes?
No, Mom.
Okay, that's
And
Spike
now
Lee.
the very best of them awaited their
Because in one of my reactions, I forgot his name, and everybody was telling me Spike Lee.
brightest showcase, the world's largest athletic stage, the Olympic Games in Barcelona, Spain. Even if no one truly realized the impact
Barca,
they would
that's a
make
Barca
there.
jersey, Messi.
It's a watershed moment in the history of sports, not just the Olympics, not just basketball. It moved the culture along.
But in 1992, not everyone was ready for them. Not everyone thought pro basketball stars had a place in the Olympics.
Wow. This kind of thing had never, ever, ever been done. So there was a lot of, poking the bear, if you will, by people in my profession. Sports journalists and journalists in general were skeptical, angry, because this wasn't the Olympic movement.
Why are people angry? Am I tripping? Why are people angry that there's gonna be there's basketball teams in the Olympics?
The Olympic ideal had always been about amateur competition, which meant the United States had always sent basketball teams made up of college kids. Teams that dominated for decades.
Now they're sending
In
stars.
1972, the Soviet Union was awarded a victory over the U.S. in a controversial gold medal game.
The United States apparently had won the game, but the debate still goes on.
To this day, that American team still hasn't claimed their silver medals. But that result seemed like a fluke when the Americans got the gold in their next two Olympic appearances.
U.S. has its 9th gold medal.
While the U.S. celebrated, though, the rest of the world was catching up. So in 1988, when the Soviets won again, there was no talk of any fluke.
The United States goes home with this.
Y'all know the Olympics happen every 4 years, just like the World Cup, the football, soccer, or whatever you want to call it, wherever you are, or the World Cup, right? So the Olympics and World Cup is every 4 years. Now, I have a theory. Well, everybody probably knows. Everybody probably figured this out. That's why they brought the Dream Team to the 92 Olympics, yo. Because they didn't have to bring them, to be honest, because they probably would have still won or something. You know what I mean? But that's why they brought all the best players. They're like, yo, we need everybody that's popping right now. Because the Soviet Union won in 88, we got to win in 92. We are America. We can't be letting them beat us at basketball. Come on, man.
Semi-final loss to the bigger, more experienced
Semi-final
USSR
too,
team.
that's crazy. Not even
I was embarrassed. I know some of the guys left their medals there in the room. They didn't want to take them home. And here we are, USA on our chest, and we didn't get the job done.
But the amateur ideal had gotten muddled. While NBA players were prohibited from Olympic competition, professionals from other leagues abroad could play.
What?
If you played in Europe for money, you were an amateur.
Nah, you see? Okay, I see why. What happens now. Because the NBA players couldn't play because it's the NBA, right? But professional players in other countries were able to play. So only the NBA players, only the American professionals couldn't play. So that's cheating, bro. Because why would you let professionals from like Spain, where else do I know that plays basketball? Like Russia, like Netherlands and those countries. How are they letting their professionals play if US can't play? So something definitely happened in '92 for them to allow like Micheal Jordan and them to play, right?
But if you played in the NBA for money, you were a professional. And so our players weren't eligible.
That's crazy.
Those other countries were using pros.
Exactly.
Playing against 18, 19-year-old kids. That is really unfair.
That's my point.
Changing the hypocrisy, though, was a central goal of a European named Boris Stankovic, the head of FIBA, the World Basketball Federation.
He was very much intent on lifting basketball up to the highest possible level of international sports. And if the whole world knew that the very best players in the world were not participating in the Olympics, that made it a second-class event.
So in 1989, Stankovic issued a resolution to allow pros from all leagues to compete in the Olympics. But back in America, the NBA was lukewarm to the idea.
We wanted to be good partners with FIBA to grow the sport of basketball, but we weren't particularly anxious. We didn't know what it would mean. We didn't know if our players would want to do it. We didn't know what the logistics were, but the vote passed and NBA players were eligible for the Olympics.
Now the issue wasn't about whether American pros could play, but whether the best players wanted to play.
The one guy that, that we were a little concerned about was probably Micheal.
Kajabi is the best place to make money in the...
Hey, man. Say, man. People are telling me that to get premium for the ads. Bro, I used to have premium, right? It's a scam. Sorry, YouTube. I should not be saying that because I'm a YouTuber, right? I should not be saying that on YouTube, right? But come on, bro. You want me to pay all that money every month for just to not watch ads? I'll just watch it for 5 seconds.
Then was Micheal Jordan plays 36 holes of golf 90 days during the summer. What the hell is he going to be doing playing basketball?
I was hoping they would not ask me to participate. And I was trying to figure out a way graciously that I could decline. I'd done the Olympic thing before, and when Rod Thorne called me and asked me, I wasn't gung-ho about it.
My appeal to him was, you're the top player in the world. This is bigger than the NBA Finals. And, we need you. His thing, well, who else is playing? I mean, are all the good players going to play? I'm not going to play by myself.
So Micheal Jordan waited to hear more. And Rod Thorne made his next call.
It was a no-brainer for me. I was in from day one. And I figured if I jumped in first and said I wanted to play, that would get guys to want to participate as well.
That's what's up.
I think if Magic wasn't on that team, I don't think it would have been as spectacular as it was. And to finish out our careers, that was important for both of us.
Respect. That's respect right
Once you get guys like Magic and Larry committing to the team, then all of a sudden it becomes something very, very special. Representing the USA is already a tremendous honor, but to know that you're going to be on a dream team is a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Magic, Bird, and David Robinson weren't alone in their pride.
They called in the big guns. We're the Navy SEALs that we had to go over there and kick butt and take names.
I know him too.
With those stars and the Utah Jazz tandem of John Stockton and Karl Malone, the dream team was starting to take shape.
It don't matter if you call me last. I got the call.
I didn't feel like that I deserved to be called, but I truly wasn't going to tell them that.
Why?
I was like, yeah, I'm in. I didn't even think to say who else on the team. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Yes.
Charles Barkley's ability was never in question, but his attitude was.
Please tell me this is an advertisement. There's no way this man is in an interview shaving his beard. Nah, Charles be the funniest man ever, bro. Don't tell me this man is in an interview shaving his beard. This has to be a ad or something. A commercial or some filming or something. This can't be a regular interview. There's no way. I refuse to believe it.
God
want us to win the world championship.
I don't know if I go that much off.
No, I talked to him the other night.
I learned early in Philadelphia. It doesn't matter what I say. So from this day forward, I'm gonna say what the hell I wanna say. And some people gonna like it, and some people gonna dislike it.
But after a series of incidents on and off the court,
I'd never seen him this skinny, to
least
be
of the
honest, because I used to seeing him on the TV show, on the I don't know what it is. Somebody told me down below. I was searching myself though, to be honest, but on the talk show with Shaq and them.
His concerns were about what Barkley would say.
I was asked to talk to him. He was so honored that we would even think about asking him.
Nice.
He convinced me that you won't have any problems with me.
Now, with the team nearly complete, Rod Thorne had enough talent secured to go back to where he started.
Jordan.
Representing my country was a big thing, but I think, the biggest motivation for me was now I get to spend time with some of the guys I compete against all the time.
Portland's Clyde Drexler rounded out the list of NBA players, while the final spot on the roster was reserved for an amateur, Duke's Christian Laettner, coming off back-to-back NCAA titles.
Ooh. There's the pass to Laettner. Puts it up. Yes!
In any other Olympic year, Laettner might have been the team's biggest star. But on this team, he was fine with being the last guy on the bench.
I tell people this all the time, and it may shock them, but my most enjoyable year was my freshman year because they don't expect nothing from you except carry the luggage, do the laundry, and get our donuts. And that's easy. The harder thing is to be the leader.
By May of 1991, 2 months before the Olympics, the team was set. One college kid and 11 future...
Bro. This is insane. That college dude, what's his name again? I don't remember. They just said it, but he must have been excited. And he said his freshman year, I think it was college, right? Was his best. His favorite. Because of that stigma that, he's a freshman, he's not going to do anything, but he shocked them. But this is insane, this picture right here. This might be the thumbnail. Yeah, that's my thumbnail.
Hall of Famers. The man charged with putting it all together was the unflappable Chuck Daly.
Okay, all set?
I'm set.
Chuck looked the part. He was the guy that looked like he owned the arena, but he would also push the broom.
His hair was beautiful. His suits were immaculate. He wanted to win, but he wanted to look good.
As the head coach of the Detroit Pistons, Daly did both, winning back-to-back championships in 1989 and 90.
The Pistons are winners and still champions of the world.
The Pistons were nicknamed the Bad Boys for their aggressive and some said dirty style of play, never more evident than in their memorable playoff battles with Micheal Jordan's Bulls.
Michael on the move against Vinnie Johnson in the hoop. He is necktied. Oh. Micheal Jordan goes down hard.
Detroit and Chicago had no love for each other.
So when Daly was named the Dream Team coach, many wondered how he'd handle working with the Bulls' biggest star.
I was being asked to wrestle with some demons and some issues.
But the coach was well acquainted with the task of managing personalities.
He coached the Bad Boys.
What makes Arcade tight is they have all the...
Yo, just take the time to subscribe down below as we skip this ad. You see? Only 2 seconds. That wasn't bad.
Coach those you can coach anybody.
One player Daly wouldn't be coaching in the Olympics, however, was his own star in Detroit, point guard Isaiah Thomas, who controversially had been left off the team's roster.
Here we go.
No matter how much people try to say now, it was no big a deal. It was a big deal.
I talked to Isaiah at the beginning of the year about the aspect he wasn't on the team, and he was not comfortable with it. I'm sure he is very hurt. He's a very deserving player, but he was not selected.
Thomas was well on his way to a Hall of Fame career, but was also seen by many as the biggest cultivator of the Bad Boys image in Detroit.
And now Isaiah Thomas and Cartwright are swinging.
Isaiah was the general. He was the guy that would yap at his teammates and say, knock them on the ass, do whatever you got to do.
A beautiful backdoor pass from Pippen, and he is walloped. He knew he was going to get hit.
I despised the way that he played the game.
Did you want him on the dream team?
No, I did not want him on the team.
Did Michael? Did you want him on the team?
Well, I can't speak for Michael, but I don't think he wanted him on the team.
Now, there has been speculation that your icy relationship with Isaiah Thomas is the reason that he was not selected. Well, what is your reaction to that?
That was one of the stipulations put to me prior to me even committing, that Isaiah wasn't a part of the team. I was getting strong innuendos that it wasn't just, it was coming from higher places that didn't want Isaiah Thomas on the team.
Certainly things are being pointed at me because of our relationship and of course about the way that the end of the game between Detroit and Chicago ended.
Was there
we
a
were
fight?
picking the group just after the Pistons had been eliminated by the Bulls, and it was very bad timing for Isaiah. Everybody had fresh in their mind the picture of Isaiah walking off the court.
Pistons wasting no time in getting out of here. They left the bench, although there's 7 and 9 seconds remaining. The Pistons just left.
When the Pistons walked off the court before the final bell, I think it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
All right, no Isaiah.
Wait, they left the court before the whistle? Why? Were they losing? Like, even if you were losing, bro, why would you leave why would you? That's a bad sportsmanship. That's a sore loser. And even if they were winning, that's even worse. You're too, cocky, bro. Like, either way, it's bad. So I gotta look into that situation after this video. I'm really interested in that.
No Isaiah Thomas questions.
Cool.
Jordan and the team were done answering questions about Isaiah. But with training camp approaching,
Larry,
a bigger question would need
man
to
from
be
French
answered.
Lick.
Hello, how you doing?
How would the 12 stars that were selected play together?
Welcome.
Training camp began on June 22nd, 1992, in La Jolla, California. And when
Of course, Magic Johnson came out of the bus first, bro. Man loves the spotlight.
the gym doors opened, no one was quite sure what to expect, especially the players themselves.
It's a lot of egos in one gym and on one team. Everybody wanted their form to shine and showcase why they were a part of this team.
With all these stars on the team, if it comes down to the last shot, who's gonna take the shot?
Me. Everybody in the world has an ego.
Everybody's gonna say me, bro, because I know Larry Bird want that. I know Jordan want that, bro.
Between us, we have a reason to have an ego.
Every one of us felt like we was everybody.
And when practice started that first day, every player seemed to be trying to prove just how great they were.
It was a very competitive practice, and I'm thinking, aren't we all on the same team?
Patrick go, I don't want to play with David, I want to play against him. And you hear Michael say, I don't want to be on Magic's team, I want to play against him.
Every evaluation of Micheal Jordan at that time was, he's good, but he's never Magic Johnson.
Oh, I didn't
In my
know that.
competitive nature, I want to use every little bit that I could gather so that I can gain an advantage.
Karl Malone.
Wait, I think Micheal Jordan younger than Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, right? So probably that's why. So I think Magic had already, solidified himself in the league with Larry Bird, and then Jordan came up probably like 4 seasons after they were already in the league, right? Something like that. Because I checked the ages on one of my videos before, like the three of them ages. I checked Micheal Jordan age, I checked Magic Johnson age, I checked Larry Bird's age. I think Larry Bird's the oldest one. And I think maybe that's why. So at the time, Jordan probably haven't won all those rings he had won now, right? He hadn't won all those rings by 92 yet, right?
He's the only guy I would even compare to myself at the power forward position. So I want to prove that I was the best power forward in the world.
Charles. Yeah, he's a great talent. Do I think he's better than me? Hell no. So let's do this.
Y'all got to see him haircut. Same mustache, same bald head.
By the time this over with, you're gonna be thinking I'm damn good too.
The first practice, Barkley drives baseline, and Karl Malone jumps up like this. Barkley just dunked on him so hard. It was just an unbelievable play. I felt like, man, I cannot believe that I'm part of this practice.
A few days later, the team had a chance to acclimate themselves to playing on the same side. Chuck Daly had scheduled a scrimmage against a select group of college players, a group thrilled to be facing off against their idols.
I found out today I might be picking up Magic a little bit full court, so, things are just happening for me that really makes me happy.
You know what I'm wondering? Did any of these kids make it to the NBA? The college ones that we're looking at?
Happy.
My whole thought process was don't embarrass yourself. And that was like the theme for me, like just hang in there.
A lot of those people that I've looked up to, Barkley, Malone, a lot of those people talk confidence. And
I'm going to check if some of them actually made it to the NBA. So that was Chris Webber, right? That one was Chris Webber? I'm going to see.
I've looked up to Barkley, Malone, a lot
Chris
of people
Webber.
talk
Let's
confidence.
See if
And I think it's going to be a good matchup. There's no advantage on either side.
For the college players, it was a chance to see how they'd match up against the world's best. For Coach Daly, it was an opportunity to get his stars to grow into a...
So they say Webber played professional basketball. He played with the Sacramento Kings. Okay. I did not know that was an NBA team. Or is it an NBA team? Is it? Maybe it is.
Single unit.
I think we're somewhere between the mentality of an all-star game and trying to come together as a team. So we've got to continually work on this.
Daly had been hired for his ability to manage personalities and egos. And when the scrimmage began, it became apparent that his players had left one of their biggest weapons, those egos, somewhere else.
The non-fan would think, well, they're going to go in there and they're each going to want their own ball, and Jordan's going to be hogging the ball, and Magic's going to be dribbling all over the place. Point of fact, it was the exact opposite. They overpassed.
Wow. It was like, I don't want to start it off. You do it. And before you realize it, the select team was beating us by 10.
We didn't know how to play with each other. We didn't want to step on anybody's toes or hurt any egos. Crazy. So these young kids, they were killing us.
We were not into it, and we paid for it.
Chris Webber was a man. I thought, boy, that's the guys coming this league. I could get out of here.
Bobby Hurley was dominant.
I like that. I like that they're seeing the college guys and giving them their props. Larry said, Chris Webber was a man. He want to get out of the league by the time he gets there.
I did have some success penetrating and collapsing the defense, and our energy, our excitement to play, all those things played in our favor.
Bobby Hurley didn't play 2 seasons in the NBA. Nevertheless, it did expose the one weakness they could have had, which is defending against quick guards.
They were playing great. Then I noticed that Micheal Jordan is not playing.
I'm saying something. Chuck, then he said, we're all right. We're all right.
Daly watched as his players failed to make up the deficit. And in their first taste of outside competition, the Dream Team lost.
Wow.
A story their coach didn't want the press to get their hands on.
Can you imagine the news when it's coming out for the first time? The Dream Team with all these stars lost to a bunch of college kids. That's crazy. That must have been like an insane news back then.
I remember Chuck saying as soon as the game ended and we were getting ready to let media in, it was erase the scoreboard.
Media comes in, scores, if not hundreds. They can sense something. You can feel the tension, or you can feel something in the air.
Well, some of these college players we've just got through playing against probably should be on this team, but they'll get their chance.
The teams posed for a picture together, both not sure what to make of what had just happened. But the man in charge may have had the answer.
Upgrade your vocal mix from this?
How can we? We don't want to hear that, mate. Subscribe down below. You don't know. Road to 10,000 subscribers.
He threw the game. You know, Chuck threw the game.
What do you mean he threw the game?
Look how much Jordan played and how he subbed guys in.
Oh, the coach.
Not picking up.
I'm here thinking he's talking about Charles Barkley. Do they call Charles Barkley Chuck, or am I tripping? Ever since I watching that show, that basketball post show, Charles Barkley. Is his nickname Chuck though? Cause I always mix it up.
Any adjustments? He knew what he was doing.
It was legit. It felt tremendous. You know, what we were doing that day, they couldn't stop it.
There are kids who believe in Santa Claus too, and the Easter Bunny, and now that they've grown up, I hate to burst their bubble, but it was a game thrown. Not many people would have done it, and he did it.
Hold on, because I was busy distracted. My bad for that. I was trying to find out if Charles Barkley's nickname is Chuck. Did I hear right? Are they saying that the coach himself threw that first game against the college kids? Like he purposefully did some substitutions or some playing styles that he know would let them like lose or not play as good as they can just to rile their minds up? Is that what I'm hearing?
And the Easter Bunny, and now that they've grown up, I hate to burst their bubble, but it was a game thrown.
Huh. Look at him.
Not many people would have done it, and he did it.
Huh.
It was gratifying to Chuck for us to get our butts beat like that, because now we had to listen to him.
From then on, he had a way of just saying, you could lose.
Very smart. Very smart coach right there. Very smart coach. I did not expect that.
After fixing his collars and his hair, his speech was, anybody can get beat, so you got to be ready to play. And I think that's the only speech he ever gave us.
The message got across. I mean, Chuck couldn't have been happier, I'm sure.
It was brilliant on Chuck's part to be able to orchestrate that and play along like he didn't.
Why didn't he tell you guys?
We probably would have screwed it up.
The next day, training camp ended with a rematch against the college kids. And once play started, everything made sense again.
The tables were turned drastically. We showed them why we are who we are. We pretty much beat them by 100.
What?
They couldn't score. And by the way, Jordan played a lot more that next scrimmage.
That coach is smart.
Before the Dream Team could play in the 1992 Olympics, they had to qualify. The place to do that was Portland, Oregon, and the Tournament of the Americas. It would be the public's first chance to see the NBA stars together in a game, especially Jordan, Bird, and Magic. Daly had asked all three to be team captains, but Jordan had turned him down.
Wow.
I knew how much it meant to both of those guys because they never had the opportunity to play on the Olympics. So I said, you know what, Chuck, don't worry about me. Let these old dogs do it.
Magic and Bird weren't just the team's oldest players. They were also the most revered. They had entered the league together in 1979, embarking on a rivalry that had redefined the NBA. And along the way, their personal admiration for one another had grown.
That's wholesome right there, that moment.
Magic's just a great basketball player. He's the best I've ever seen, Unbelievable. I don't know what to say.
In 1992, they'd be getting the chance to share the ball. But the opportunity would be coming at the end of their careers. Bird had given his soul to the game.
I forgot that's when they retired.
Years,
around this time, 92. Because Bird with his back injury. I forgot about that.
His body was betrayed.
Had back problems. It just get to the point where you just couldn't play. I mean, you couldn't think, couldn't move, couldn't run. If you can't feel your feet, it's hard to run.
Larry was on the fence because of his back. So I said, man, LB, you gotta play, man. You gotta play. This is our last chance to be together.
Magic would be able to convince his old friend to play. But at the start of the 1991-92 NBA season, he was forced to retire after learning he had the HIV virus.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Doctors would eventually clear him to play in the Olympics, though that didn't stop fears from swirling.
There's a lot of players that really didn't want him to play, didn't want to play with him or against him.
Wow.
Because nobody knew what disease meant. You know, they say you get a little blood on you, you got HIV, or you breathe on you, you know. I never bought any of that, you know. You just keep going. And that's what Irving decided to do, just keep pushing, keep going.
6-5, three-pointer, yes, oh my!
Magic had made a cameo in the 1992 All-Star Game and had focused his attention on the Olympics, hoping for an encore of a lifetime alongside his old rival.
Our careers were really over, and it was something I thought needed to happen for both of us.
Their debut would take place at Portland's Rose Garden, with their team needing to medal in the Tournament of the Americas to qualify for the Olympics. That seemed like a foregone conclusion to just about everyone, including their first opponents, who were completely in awe before the game even started.
Who did they play?
The Cuban team
Cuba.
spontaneously drops to its knees as if 12 popes had come by on Easter Sunday. At that point, the idea that this is merely a basketball game has been ripped asunder.
It was a surreal feeling. She's like, dude, we're here to kick y'all behind. And they want to take pictures with you.
When the game begins, Magic and Larry come out together, two guys that had saved the league. They wouldn't even be playing this game without those two. And Magic passed the ball. Larry makes the first basket.
Bird banking in, goes to the fadeaway.
Bird. Okay, I get it. It's getting annoying now. I might get the YouTube subscription, the premium, man. I don't like these ads popping up when I'm recording.
I mean, it just didn't get any better than that.
The U.S. was off and running, and the result was a thing of beauty.
Johnson leading the break, finds Robinson.
And no one seemed more excited to be sharing the court than the co-captains.
Bird for three.
Opening night was a smashing success, with the outcome never in doubt.
Oh, what a pass!
And late in the game, fans in Portland
that's like
decided
an American
they wanted
football
a curtain
pass.
call from a three-time MVP.
That's an NFL pass right here.
The crowd start cheering, Larry, Larry, Larry.
Crowd reacts to the entrance of Larry Bird, a standing ovation.
And as he'd done so many other times in his career, Larry Bird rose to the occasion.
Jordan with
Hey, Michael, what was that?
You just knew that Larry Bird was not going to miss that shot.
It was a virtually flawless performance. The final margin of victory was 77 points. And Magic and Bird had led the way.
Damn.
For Magic in particular, after a year out of the game, the victory had a special kind of meaning.
Living with HIV, never even thinking that I would ever have a chance to play basketball again, and then basketball for the United States. It was therapy for me, and I needed that in the worst way.
And then there was the matter of making sure Micheal Jordan knew he was back as well.
Yeah, you hear what the captain said? The captain say, sit down, or this boat is gonna sink.
That's right, have a seat, because you're gonna fall, and then it's gonna happen.
That's the seniority right there.
I know it.
With Magic and Micheal, there was that little extra something there, and something kind of to prove to each other.
I took it upon myself to always shoot with Micheal. Okay, MJ, free throws today. Who was the first one to 50? Or we had little games, who was the better shooter?
You know what you gotta do. Know what you gotta do.
he didn't want to relinquish that control of the 80s, in a sense, even though we were going into the 90s.
Don't touch the phone. One hand, don't touch it. Dang! Don't touch it.
You know,
I
he
like
just
that.
come off missing a whole year. So it was who can win, who's gonna have the bragging rights by the end of this trip.
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a foul.
Them boys joking around and stuff.
You haven't committed a foul in almost a year and a half, man. How can you talk?
Michael's always tried to let people know that he's the top dog in whatever. That's just his competitive mode.
I'm the young guy with the elder statesman. These old guys, they got arthritis. They can't stand in one spot too long.
He's a young puppy. I'm the big dog here. Whatever I say goes.
Yo, we're gonna leave it right there, man, at 30 minutes. That's crazy. I like this already. I enjoyed this already. It's fun. It's nice. Yo, to be honest, I feel like this was more funny to me than anything else. And it's wholesome seeing all these guys playing together. I wish I would have been here. I wasn't even alive yet, to be honest. I wasn't even thinking about being born yet. My mom was probably going to what? College or something. Even though my mom didn't go to college, but you get the gist. My mom probably around the age of when people go to college at this time. But that's crazy. I like this already. It's funny, man. It's funny. And seeing them, how they interact with each other and stuff, the rivalries they had in between each other, that was fun to watch. I can't wait to finish this. I got training in like an hour, so I'm gonna prepare for that. And I'm gonna take the tape and newspaper and stuff off my car because I sprayed it myself and stuff, the bumpers and stuff. I had to renovate it. I bought it I bought my car. It had like dents and stuff and scratches, so I was just I had it for a year without even doing anything to it, to be honest. You know, money wise. So, you know, life, bro, life. Not everybody has money, but yeah. I was just I just sprayed it myself and stuff, so I got rid of like most of the scratches and stuff that was on it and stuff. But support him to the man. Subscribe if you're not already. Road to 10,000 subscribers. We out here.